Hello, this is Hound4004, and welcome back to the Zap SMP server. This is episode 2, and I have not done much since the last episode. You can see, one thing that I've worked on was expanding the mini farm down here, adding some more seeds, making it a bit longer, and that means now I have a total of 5 bread. Yes, I have finally a somewhat stable food supply. But with that, I have decided that this is not going to be my permanent base. This is going to be my farming base. I have noticed that there's been a little island over there. We go ahead and do /spectate real quick and fly over here. There is just a nice little island, which I think is going to become my permanent base, if it were to actually load in. But with that, it is becoming nighttime. I shall sleep. My goal is to work on this farming island and make it more farmable. I am going to have layers of wheat going up this hill until it makes it up here, in which I want to flatten this land out as well. Make this a little place so I can have pens with animals. So once I sleep, I think we are going to dig this out, and hopefully it'll look better than it currently does, with just kind of a cliff. So, let's go. So now that mining is done, I've went ahead and built a couple walls, just because I think it looks maybe somewhat nice, and I filled in the rest of the seeds on the first layer. And I flattened out this land a bit as well. So I think that this definitely makes the place look a lot better. And once I get some more iron so I can create a bucket so I can transport water, I'll be able to have multiple layers of wheat growing, which I think will be cool. I mean, it won't be the most efficient farm, and I'll soon make maybe an efficient farm, and all this will be kind of decoration, but I think it's still nice, and just adds a decoration to the land. So the next thing I want to do, however, is I want to go back here, where this is kind of a natural, almost wall. I think it would be cool to stick with the farming theme, and maybe have a few animal pens back here, like with sheep. Definitely sheep for starters, and then I think a couple cows might be good as well. I've been grinding for some acacia wood, and I only have a stack, so that's not much, but I got some more growing over there, and I think I shall make a pen, and we'll try to get that sheep clear up there on the top of the mountain, down into a pen that we'll make over there. I don't really care about how the area looks currently. There's of course always changes that can be done to make it look more pretty, but I think that'll be a start to make our farm more farmish. So I now have 36 fences and 1 fence gate. I'll definitely need a lot more fence gates, but at least it is a start to be able to get this pen nice. And there is 3 pens for now. So I think 1 wheat should be enough, although I am going to go grab more wheat down here so I can actually breed the sheep once I get them. So 32 wheat should be enough. Come here, little sheepy sheep, it's time to force you into a pen. And there is 1 sheep in the pen. Well, it's not exactly a sheep, but I will need a cow eventually, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this cow as well. And there is 1 cow in the cow pen. So now I'll need at least another sheep and at least another cow. So I found a cow over here and another sheep. It'll definitely be interesting to try and separate them, but at least I have a couple more mobs for the mob pen. And here comes yet another cow. That's always nice. And there I have 2 of each. That should be good enough to start my farm. So the next thing on my agenda is I know of a nearby village, and before it gets raided or looted, I want to steal 2 villagers to bring over here to the farm. I can maybe trade with them, turn them into farmer villagers. That might be nice, but to do that I need some villagers. So I think my boat is down over here yet, and then I know a pretty good idea of where the villages are. If I just follow this island around till it turns, there should be like a straight path on the ocean to the villagers. So let's go. And here we are closing in on the village. It is a perfect location compared to the water. So it'll at least take 2 abductions, but at least this will give me some villagers. But before I steal the villagers, I want to steal a bit of their homes as well. This is probably the best place I'm gonna find in a while to gather some materials. And if like there were to be any carrots here, or here's some beetroots, that makes 2 new plants for my farm, which is great. Now if I just go around, steal the rest of their stuff as well, then that should be good. And here's a wandering scammer. What does he want to sell? Looks like the wandering scammers are selling heads, so that's honestly pretty cool. I've never seen a wandering scammer with such good trades before. I'm going to steal their village bell as well. Hopefully, if anyone else wants this village, because I know there's some other players basing nearby here. So if anyone wants these villagers, I'm sorry for stealing a few workstations. I won't take them all, but I do want a few to at least get a little village near my base. And here's a blacksmith as well. That's pretty good. I hope there's some iron in this chest. Yes, and there is. So that means I can now complete my bucket, so then I can make the rest of my farm possible, possibly even in this episode. And it looks like I've upgraded my helmet as well. I won't take that workstation. All I need now is a villager, and then I can say this is a successful little looting. Looks like the villagers have all fallen in love with the pen, and I don't know how to get them out. So it looks like I'm just going to set them all free, and hope at least one goes into the boat, and not a pig. I do not want a pig. And 2 villagers went in the boat. Okay, time to break the boat. I only need 1 villager per boat, please. If you want to get in a boat, I just need 1 person and 1 boat. There's 1 person, and now I finally have a villager. Time to sail down the edge of this cliff and head back to my base with this lovely villager behind me. And now here we are, finally back at the base. So I hope the villager naturally pathfinds to this land, but in case he has trouble, I'm going to go ahead and set up a composter over here so the villager can at least find a workstation. And I might as well set up the brewing stand so at least the villager has options. And I'll head over here. I'm going to grab some wool real quick, a couple pieces of wool here so there is enough beds for when I get the other villager. These villagers will have a purpose eventually, and this will also get me closer to automatic farming. But I need at least one more villager so I can get more villagers to breed and trade with. So now all I need is one more villager, and I really hope that this villager right now is not trying to pathfind over to the other village. And while I'm over here, I'm just going to destroy a mini section of wheat. This is temporary, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and get one carrot growing and one beetroot growing while I go back to the other village. And now here I am back at the village to get my last villager. And now here we have the final villager. So this should be a good start for villagers to get me started. But now the next thing I'm going to do is, as dumb as this sounds, I'm going to waste my iron and craft a bucket. This will allow me to put the rest of the wheat on these final layers on. And with my 5 obsidian, I think it's about time to start a nether portal. So this will be where my nether portal is, and you'll see why eventually later. I'll put a little building here to maybe hide it, but over here I'm also planning to be my harbor. If I want over there to truly be my main base, then I want an easy, quick way to get up onto this land without having to crawl over the wheat all the time. So over here will be more walls and a nice little harbor. So this will kind of be the entrance to the farm island. And if this is the entrance, then the nether portal may be a good entrance as well, so this will kind of keep it close in the same area. So I'll definitely need to finish the nether portal at some point in time, but that is a good start for now. So now that I have the villagers done and got some sheep in the back now, I think it is time to start wrapping up this episode. Since then though, I have went ahead, I've finished up my garden thing, so I go into spectator mode. You can see that now I have all sorts of wheat on all the layers, and this will continue to grow and be my source of food for a while. I think that this is definitely nice to have this. Also, because I felt like the villagers were wandering quite a bit, and I wanted to keep them safe, I've put a wall around this little area so the villagers can still be in here, but they won't wander too far away. And I have a build coming for the marketplace which I want to make, and it will require a lot of white things. So once I get into the nether I can also grab some quartz, but I now have many sheep to be able to be sheared with. Already a couple stacks of wool there. But I think that pretty much is everything for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this was somewhat entertaining. And for now, this is Hound4004 saying, see you next time. Goodbye.